everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name's Josh. Thanks for joining me in this beautiful fall day. I know it's probably still summer for a lot of you, for most of you, but it's fall for me. Kids are back to school. We're really excited. Back to the regular life, back to pickleball, back to things. I'm excited. The freaking renovation is almost done. We almost got it done before school started, but it's just the laundry room has to be finished and we're just at the tail end of it. I'm so excited. But amongst all that, I just had not been checking my email, on my Dad Challenge podcast email for a while. And to my very utter surprise, Mindy Minx, who's also known as Melinda Mikla, I didn't even know that, is suing me? What did I do? Let's talk about it. Okay, so I've done 2 videos on Mindy Minx, okay? It's more of a case of just like super, like, it's interesting. Because it's this 19-year-old who hooked up with a 50-year-old police officer who's like, let me take some pictures. Have you ever done modeling pictures? And that's all it took to get in this girl's pants, okay? That's it. And then married her and had babies. And if you go on the Mindy Minx snark thread, it's just basically she's, you know, they accuse her of being a negligent mother. The kid needs support and she's not giving it. And she's just like a lazy ass person. And of course, he's older than Father Time himself, which means that he's just like, again, it's irresponsible to bring a baby into this world if you are literally 65 years old, okay? I mean, or whatever, how old ever he is. He's old, okay? Because you're not going to be here for most of that child's life because you are older than the hills. I commented on it because, of course, they're child exploiters, but not as bad as everybody else. It's just kind of more the side case of this, of the origin stories of this lady. And the fact that she monetized that, and we prove that through her videos. So, I mean, I know her lawyers are probably watching this right now, but if you go through her videos, lawyers, and you should, and charge her for that. The only time she started ramping up her following and getting more views is when she started talking about her marriage to Dumbedore. That's what happened. And so she's happy to monetize that and understand that it's salacious and then it's people like, what the heck's going on? And she's happy to monetize that and understand that that's why she got the views. People weren't being like, this is such a romance story. His old balls. It's so romantic. No one was thinking that. They were thinking, girl, the guy promised you modeling pictures and first of all, the way that they met is super inappropriate, that he used his power privilege over her and in a position of power over her to like hit on her and stuff like that. Like, I'm just saying, I know it might not be illegal. I don't think it's illegal, but it's definitely immoral, and probably don't do that. If, like, again, why is a 50-year-old dude hitting on a 19-year-old? Can someone explain that to me? No, man, I'm 45 as of November. Or am I 46 this year? Am I 46 this year? Holy shit, I'm 46 this year. Okay, so I'm 45 right now. Okay, that'd be like me. I would never, ever, ever approach somebody. I don't have to, but even if I ever had to enter back into the dating sphere, nobody under 37, probably. You'd have to be in the same walk of life. I would love for you to have kids or like understand that. Like, young people are dumb. I'm sorry for those young people watching me. Including Tyson, you're dumb though, and you know it. Okay, your brain isn't even fully developed yet. Why is a 50-year-old hitting on a 19-year-old girl? And so that to me was this kind of like the icky factor of this whole story. And then people were like, hey, Josh, you need to do more videos. You need to talk about how, here, I'll go to the Reddit for you guys can see. Because people were upset that I wasn't doing more videos about her. But they're so boring, too. They're just, I think, I said this in the video, too. I think that Mindy is an old soul, right? I don't think that she was going after this guy for his money because there wasn't any. Because he's not rich or anything like that. I don't think it's a gold digger scenario. I think honestly, she's just felt like she just didn't belong in her own age group, I guess, or something like that, and wanted to marry a retiree for some reason. Maybe she likes knitting. Maybe she likes, I don't know. Baby powder. It's a weird scenario, but I think that just means that she's just kind of like an old soul. You know, old souls do exist for sure. And so this is Mindy Minx's snark, and it has only 633 members. We gotta get those numbers up there because the lawyers are watching, and Mindy Minx is reading this, by the way. If I was Mindy Minx and I think she has almost 300,000 subscribers on YouTube alone, I would, you only have 600 snarkers, you're doing okay. Just ignore it. But she can't. This woman gets super butthurt. The internet is not for you, Mindy. You have too thin of a skin for the internet. It is not going to work for you, okay? You married one of the oldest people on earth. I think it's in the record books that he's in there. And you were a teenager. And again, don't forget that allegedly he cheated on his wife with Mindy, a teenager, and then married her. And I've spoken to the son. I've spoken to Larry's son, by the way. If you guys, Larry, if you're wondering, I've spoken to him. You've literally alienated your entire family. No one likes you. No one talks to you. You have nobody left because you literally left your family for a teenage dumbass who was a space cadet. Because Mindy's like, I don't know. They don't know that butterflies. I like the library, but I don't know how to read. That's Mindy. Okay, that's who you left your family with. The woman that you have children with, you left for a freaking teenager and had more children with that you clearly don't want. Allegedly. Right? You don't want these kids. You can tell in the videos that this guy is like, yo, this was my retirement. Now I have a baby to change shitty diapers for? Damn it. Anyway, I think he thought it was going to be all awesomeness until it wasn't awesomeness. I posted on here, I said, what else could Mindy have spent $900 on? Because it probably cost her around $900. I think you could just hire a lawyer, pay him $400 or $500 to write a letter and just send it off, which is what happened here. But if you actually want to retain a lawyer, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars. I have actually a retainer for a lawyer in Florida. And it's like, I still have it. It's thousands of dollars to retain a lawyer to like do that. That's why these frivolous lawsuit shits need to stop. It's bullshit. And any lawyer that's going to tell you, I think this is how the conversation goes. Okay, the lawyer will be like, look, I could send a cease and desist, but you're never going to win this. And a lawyer worth their salt should say that. And if they don't, then you're being had, Mindy. They're just taking your money. Okay, because you're not going to win a case against me for defamation and slander because you're a public figure and I'm giving my opinion. Also, I'm in Canada. And so you can sue. I'm not saying you can't sue me from the US and Canada. You absolutely can. You can go for it. It's going to cost you double, though, because you're going to need to retain a law firm in the States and a law firm here in Canada. And they have to talk. And you have to pay both of them. And then when you lose here, which you inevitably will, you have to pay my legal fees. So good luck. And defamation and slander is way harder to prove here in Canada than in the States, even though it's insanely hard to prove in the States too, just so you're aware. If you're a public figure and people are commenting about you and no matter what they're saying, again, I'm not lying about them. I'm not saying, oh yeah, again, they cook meth in the basement and they like, they've been to space a bunch of times and they think the earth is flat. I'm not saying anything that's not true that they haven't put out there. All I'm doing is reacting to the information that they're putting out there. Right? And if that information is secondhand through Reddit, where they're like, this is the impression that people are getting, that you don't like your kid, you're not giving them the therapies they need, you're neglecting them, I'm allowed to read those. Those are on the internet. Do I believe them? I don't know. I haven't seen your content to see it. But see, that's what they're upset about. They're upset that people are out there watching their content and disseminating it. That's what you get when you put yourself on the internet, Mindy and Father Time. That's what you get. Okay, sorry. And Mindy and what's your face, Gandalf the Grey, you guys don't get to choose how people disseminate your content. You don't. You can say it there. You can set the record straight. I'm sure you can, but you don't get to be like, well, you can't say those things. Well, we can have an opinion on your content because you put it on the internet. And when you become yourself an influencer, internet famous, you literally forego the right for people to just make up their own mind about you. You cannot. You can't. And it's so much harder to prove defamation when you're a famous person, quote unquote, on the internet. That's crazy. She literally looks like a teenager there. Someone pointing out 4 years ago without kids versus now, her smile was more genuine back there. I mean, let's be real. She's just a mama. Okay, let's say she's not a terrible person and not a terrible mom if she is. That's just, I think all moms probably have that little glow bit. So I'll give her that. So this is what I posted. I said, instead of hiring a lawyer to try to frivolously sue me, she knows I'm in Canada, right? Name something she could have spent $900 on besides a lawyer. A bed for her son, someone says. That's what she could have spent her money on. She doesn't have a bed for her son, allegedly. Some continuing education classes. She isn't very bright. I can see that. I can see that she's like the IQ of some Play-Doh. I got that. Literally anything for her children. She always puts herself first. You know what this means, people? Now he will definitely do another video. Yay, she's so dumb. A camera for Larry. So Larry's the camera guy. His first camera was one of those ones you had to look in and like the smoke. That's probably still has that one actually. Swim lessons for Liam. A divorce lawyer. A comprehensive autism spectrum disorder. A psychological assessment for her son. I'm not sure what that means. I think that people are starting to say that, you know, this kid probably is showing clear signs of all these things and she's not talking about it or not getting him checked or the therapies that he needs. Or unless she's hiding it from everybody. But at the same time, if you're going to show your kid, you're going to get comments like this, right? You're going to get people to be like commenting on your parenting. A better swing spin than the janky one they just bought. Oh, so they bought that one off Marketplace. That shit's gonna catch fire. The amount she spends on herself is bananas. And then they bought their kid a big piece of shit swing set. So please go harder in your next video about her than you ever have before. Please show us the cease and desist email. Oh, yeah, we'll show you. For our entertainment pleasure, but mostly to set her off. It will piss her off and make her squirm so bad. I second this. I also want to add that she manually approves all of her YouTube comments now. That makes sense. She doesn't know about the filter feature. Again, she's like an old soul. Probably still has a freaking rotary phone. You know what I mean? Her house probably smells like... What do old people's houses like? Cedar and mothballs. Do you know what I mean? She has time for that, but no time to actually spend on doing activities with her kids. Burn. Her iced oat milk, heavy cream, mocha, pumpkin, low-fat, non-fat, sugar-free, extra sugar, whipped cream, venti Starbucks latte in moderation. An outfit to get a job. She's young enough to get a job. She still has most of her life. Larry, not so much. You know what I mean? A good swing set for a kid's not a rotted one. Y'all. Liam's birthday. DCP, please do a segment on your next video about Liam's birthday party. There are so many notes in this subreddit. Please, that was such a sorry-ass birthday party. Okay. To sue a Canadian YouTuber from the US, you must file a lawsuit in Canada, typically where the YouTuber resides, as this is where the court has jurisdiction over the individual at the event. You will need to consult a lawyer with experience in international law or Canadian defamation law to determine the proper court in Canada and the process for serving court papers to the YouTuber. You cannot sue the YouTuber in the US because the YouTube platform is governed by US law, but individual YouTubers are subject to the laws of their own country. Now, I can be compelled to come there and do things, but I don't have to. I don't live there. I do not reside under U.S. law. So, sorry. The entertainment I can't wait for. Ready with my popcorn. Josh, it amuses me. She thinks the cease and desist will stop the wrath of DCP. On the contrary, it gets another video. It puts the lotion on the skin. Or in the basket. Is it in the basket? Okay. But wait, didn't Dr. Phil tell her to just ignore criticism? Why isn't she just doing that? A day at Universal with Hills or Larry, but without Liam for sure. A top-of-the-line dildo. That's... Someone's like, no! A class on how to engage with your children in a meaningful way that lets them learn about the world around them. Most moms do this instinctively, but it seems this is not so. That's harsh, Burn. Disney sweatshirts, some integrity. Yes, the lawyer can send a cease and desist letter by email or even a Canadian recipient, but it's generally not the only or best method to ensuring formal delivery and proof of receipt. While an email serves as a formal use of formal notice, most lawyers prefer to also send a letter via certified mail or other methods. I think they tried to send me a certified letter, but I don't check my P.O. box anymore. I just don't. If I get a chance, I will, but I just don't go. I don't check this email either. I don't. If you guys are trying to email me, it's very rarely. If you want to reach out to me for anything, Instagram is the place to go. That's just where it is. Anyway, activities for Liam and Emma, things like zoo or science museum pass. New subscribers. She hasn't had a new one in the past 30 days, according to Social Blade. Someone says she sued you. Not yet, but she's thinking about it. She's thinking about wasting tens of thousands of dollars to lose. Okay, so this birthday thing. Okay, hold on. So people want me to talk about this birthday one, so I'll download it. If you're wondering how I download it, I have this program called HitPaw Video Converter, and it costs me money because the other one that used to work doesn't really work on the internet. There are some that do work, but this just seems to work for me. But this cost me money. First of all, whenever she shows her house, I wonder where all the toddler toys. Her house looks like it belongs to a retired senior citizen. That's because the retired senior citizen lives there. Right? You would never think she has a toddler living there. Sad feels for Liam. Second of all, this is a child's third birthday party. Mom, dad, creepy grandpa, and grandma. Grandma and grandpa are still there? Or her parents? No decorations, no fun music. Did I miss something? Also, the way her creepy dad just walks in and straight up ignores Liam. Especially on his birthday. There was no enthusiasm, no excitement. Mindy, do better. You spent so much time, energy, and money creating this family that you desperately wanted. But you're doing the absolute bare minimum now that they're here. Did you think having children was going to be all about trips to Target, overconsumption, and coziness? Also, I think they're Disney adults and Potterites. which is nothing wrong with being a Potterite. Just like enjoy the books, but don't make it your entire personality. Okay, Preston? Harry Potter tattoo, like a full sleeve Harry Potter tattoo. Oh yeah, they're amazing books and I love the lore, but just enjoy them and then leave it at that. The first thing your dad does every time he's in Mindy's presence is look for that camera. He loves to be filmed. You can tell. He's always trying to be funny. He's not. Okay, we'll look at that in a minute. Okay, let's get to the demand letter. This is by Lions Law PLLC, and this is my PO box if you want to send me some stuff. You guys are wondering. JoshDutchOwnPodcast.com. July 11th, they wrote this letter, and it says this. Dear Mr. Barbour, that's me. Our firm represents Miss Melinda Mikla, publicly known as Mindy Minx, which, again, why would you change this name to just a porn star name? That doesn't make any sense to me. Mindy Minx? That's a porn name, 100%, in the 80s. Hereinafter, our client, in light of your defamatory, harassing, and malicious content disseminated via your YouTube channel, the Dad Challenge podcast, and related Reddit activity. On or about June 17th, or 18th, 2025, you published a video entitled Mindy Minx and Father Time met when she was 19. This couple is crazy. Do not miss this one. They copy and pasted it. You then solicited defamatory content from Reddit's Mindy Minx Snarker. Is that the one that's this one? Is there another Mindy Minx Snarker? They didn't even get the friggin' thing. See, look, NSFW, not safe for work. There is a porn stalker, Mindy Minx. Don't click that, everybody. Don't click it. What the heck? That's hilarious. You then solicited defamatory content from Reddit. First of all, this is wrong. So no, I didn't. So you're lying because that doesn't exist. This subreddit doesn't exist. Uh-oh. And used it to produce monetized commentary full of falsehoods and sexual, mental, and criminal insinuations about our client and her husband, also known as Dumbledore's grandfather. You further engaged in public character assassination, incitement, and encouragement of mob harassment. People, lawyers are allowed to say anything they want, and they want it to be like, this is the worst thing ever. I just made fun of how old his balls are. Relax. False accusations of criminal conduct, mockery of her mental health and parental competence, and ageist and sexually degrading comments. None of these are illegal, by the way. In part by making the following statements. She drugged her kid with Benadryl to watch Love Island. Now, I probably read a comment that said that she did this. So yes, the Benadryl. She showed buying at least 3 new bottles before her son was 2. Like, how much freaking Benadryl are you going through? You have to buy 3 full bottles. So it sounds like she's literally drugging her child so it will sleep. So she can sit around with Larry and watch Love Island, or whatever it's called. Is this true, you guys? It's like, okay, now that you guys are reading this with me, the Mindy Minx Start Thread, you need to take all 12 of these and you need to put a receipt in the Reddit thread so her lawyers can read it. Did she do that? Did she say she drugged her kid with Benadryl to watch Love Island? You think about this sentence, that's hilarious. Okay, did she do it? I don't know, but I don't think so. She drugged her kid with Benadryl to watch Love Island. I'm sorry, but that's a funny it's just a funny sentence. Met Larry at 19. It's predatory and creepy. Are we wrong about that? Did she meet Larry at not 19? Mindy was 19 and Larry was 49 when they first met. The dude was 50. Okay? Again, his balls are old. I'd say people saying that that's predatory and creepy, that's a valid response. That's a valid criticism. That's predatory and creepy. If my daughter was 19 and met a 50-year-old cop who's like, let me take model pictures of you, I'd be like, that's predatory and creepy. Stay the away from my child. That's what I would do. So, sorry. I think most people would agree with me on that. Not Mindy's lawyers, though. She's dumb, low IQ, boring without Larry. Did I say that? I feel like Larry is the boring one. I think Mindy could do better, is what I think. Did I say that? Maybe. She's dumb, low IQ. I can see that. Now, I say she acts that way. Again, she's very much, hey, what's that? She's like eyes out of focus and stuff. So yeah, again, that's just what she shows us. So I think I'm okay with saying that. She hides her autistic child. She's a terrible mom. Now, I don't again, maybe I read that from the Reddit thread. You guys know more than me. You watch more than I do. I don't think she hides her child very much. You can see a kid on here, but I think maybe you're saying she hides the autistic side of the kid so she doesn't get called out for or something, which is really weird. She's always feeding him just Cheerios and smoothies and ho-ho. She taught him instead of chocolate. All Liam knows how to say is yeah, mama, papa, ho ho. So it sounds like the kid has delays and she was trying to hide it. They have a kink for old men. She's one step from necrophilia. Did I say that? I mean, there's a kink for everything. There might be kinks, though, where girls like old men. Because a kink exists in every aspect of the world. People like farts, Kira. People like poop. People like pee. People like feet. Feet. People like dead people. Like, there exists everything. So basically, this is one step away from dead people kink. Okay, there are people think that I'm good looking. That's a weird kink. Okay, potato kink. They have a kink for old men. She's one step from necrophilia. I would have loved to have been in the room when the lawyers were watching my video on this. I'm sure there was some chuckles. Okay, I'm sure there was some chuckles. Larry used police power over her. I mean, there's a power disparagement there. There's just no other way to put that. He was a policeman that came out and, like, in his official capacity as a police officer and solicited dating her. So, yep, sorry. That's a teenager. The family abuses dogs. Look up the blue dog. Look up Blue the dog. So cue the Confederate flag video and him tying a jug to their family dog to weigh him down so it didn't mate with other female dogs since they're lazy and won't get it fixed. Oh my gosh, Bluegate. So they're dog abusers too. That's great. What the hell are they talking about? Look up Blue the dog. Okay. I had fun mocking Larry's old balls. I did. Guilty as charged. He's old and he has balls. Those are old balls. Okay, balls in general are ugly. So when they're on an old man, they're even uglier. Let's be real. Imagine a lawyer having to write this. They destroyed a marriage. She's a homewrecker. Now, I have reached out to people close to this situation, and so far we're right about that. So far. Unless Mindy comes out and says, hey, it's not the case, and the other family comes out and says, you know, it's not the case, I'm going to believe the other people. I'm going to believe the other people. Now, people were hurt both sides, probably. But this is, did she know he was married? Maybe he kept that from her. Maybe he lied about that. I don't know. They exploit their kids. She's ashamed of her child. Now, this is 100% they exploit their children. Like, I'd like to argue that in court, for sure. She's ashamed of her child. I don't know about that, but that seems to be an overarching theme inside of the Reddit thread. Again, she puts the content out there. If people decipher it that way, then maybe you should fix the way that you put the content out there. DCP here got blocked. Time to make a video. What's the dirt? That's awesome. She needs to be institutionalized. I don't remember, like, I think a lot of these are me just reading the comments, and the necrophilia joke is awesome. But me just reading comments off Reddit, and so they're saying that you're not allowed to do that, basically. So only gives Liam smoothies and Cheerios. She's always feeding him just Cheerios and smoothies and ho-ho. She taught him instead of chocolate. All Liam knows how to say is yeah, mama, papa, ho-ho. Smoothies and Cheerios. What's wrong with that? Why is that defamatory? Why do they think that's a bad thing? Anyway, it's weird the thing. Everyone in her life failed her. Your people in your life are failing you. Your parents are failing you. Friends are failing you. You're dumb. I mean, I agree with this statement. I agree. Her parents need to teach her better. Stay away from 50-year-old police officers who want to take your model picture. Note, all quotes above are paraphrased or transcribed directly from your content. You are legally required to retain and preserve all communications, post analytics, video drafts, platform data, and correspondence related to any content about our client. Permanent deletion of alteration of evidence may result in legal sanctions. Remember, they said this because they want me to delete it. These unchecked, unhinged, and demonstrably false statements have caused extensive financial, emotional, psychological, physical, and reputational harm to our client, including but not limited to the following: financial harm, loss of future potential earnings, projected $30,000. You don't even make. What does she make? $30,000. Get wrecked. 279,000 subscribers, 47 total million views, 242 which are long views. In the last 28 days, she's got 242,000 views. In the last 3 months, she's gotten 737,000. As of August 18th, she went down. So it's not me who did that. 1 year. Yeah. Subscribers are over 1 year. She's gained subscribers. She hasn't lost any. She even bumped up here at 280,000. Went back down to 279,000. So if you're looking at the following count, I mean, that looks pretty upward hill to me. Interesting that, eh? $30,000. Are you out of your damn mind? She hasn't even made 30,000. Yeah, she's made. Oh yeah, she's made a couple 100,000 on here. But for the last year, 4.9 million long views. She hasn't even made him $30,000 in a year. Not even close. Not on YouTube anyway. $30,000. Get out of here. And again, they're just doing that because they wanted to sound really bad, right? Projected 30,000 USD loss. Damage future partnership with endorsement opportunities. I didn't say anything to go after her endorsements. Tarnish reputation within family-friendly influencer networks. Okay. I hope so someday, though. I hope that when we call out child exploiters, that they do have a tarnished reputation inside family-friendly influencer network. Like, family-friendly influencer networks, what does that mean? What? They're just making shit up. Emotional, psychological harm. Anxiety, fear, depression, trauma, insomnia, and emotional breakdowns. Fear for safety due to online threats. Because I made fun of his old balls? Get out of here. Unless I specifically say go threaten them with physical harm, off. Get out of here. You are on the internet. You do not get to escape commentary or opinion. Off. Physical harm now. Unnecessarily resurfaced meritless animal cruelty investigation in 2023. Again, okay. That's physical harm? That causes physical harm? Okay. Possibly initiated exacerbated meritless CPS investigation begun May 24th. Okay. Again, is that physical harm? What is this? Are you lawyers know how to read or know what things are? Cool. Ongoing harassment at home. Need for address confidentiality. You are on the internet, lady. If someone's going to find your address, it's because you're on the internet. That's not from me telling them to do that. That's going to be found. That's just the way it is. So none of that constituted physical harm, by the way. Just like to point that out. And I hope a lawyer or a judge would see and be like, what is this bullshit? Reputational harm. Content remains publicly viewable and algorithmically promoted. Encouragement of further mob engagement via Reddit and Coop. Where did I encourage the mob engagement? Get wrecked. There's only 600 people in that Reddit thread. Relax. I'm sure there's going to be more now. In light of the egregiousness of your conduct and severity of harm caused, sorry, I did 2 videos. We hereby, I wish I had that kind of power, to be honest with you, but I don't. We hereby formally demand that you perform the following within 30 days of the date of this letter by August 11th. It's September 3rd now. Immediately and permanently remove all posted defamatory content referencing our client. But they just said I have to hold on to it. Keep it all there. If I immediately and permanently remove it, all the analytics go away. Which one would you like me to do? Dumbasses. Publicly retract all such content from and apologize on the same platform where it was published. Here's my apology. Are you guys ready? Dear Mindy Minx, fuck off, dumbass, and your old balls of a husband. Sign a cease and desist agreement that bars publishing and or distributing any future defamatory or harassing content about or involving our client, making encoded or implicit references to our client, soliciting or inciting public harassment or lore collection, and profiting from the exploitation of our client's image family. No, sorry, you're on the internet. I'm allowed to. And then this is my favorite. This one's my favorite. Pay $100,000 USD. I probably made $300 on her video as compensatory damage or compensatory damages to our client. Payment shall be made via cashier's check or money order. I'll get right on that. Do you know that 100,000 USD is like $135,000 Canadian? When I read that, I'm like, okay, they're suing me for 30,000. Okay, whatever, right? But then they're like, also, if you don't give us 100,000, we're gonna sue. You gotta be kidding me right now. 100,000. Where are you getting that number from? You pulling that out of your ass? Pulling that out of Larry's balls? What are you doing with that? Failure to comply with this demand will leave our client with no option to pursue all available legal remedies. Cool. Including, but not limited to, filing lawsuit against you for defamation, tortious interference with business relationships, intentional infliction of emotional stress, and or cyber harassment, which will seek injunctive relief, additionally attorney's fees, court costs, blah, 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 punitive damages. It's all the same. They just drag and drop the shit in there. This letter shall serve as a formal notice of our client's intent to seek legal recourse if an amicable resolution is not amicable. $100,000. Okay, Larry, whatever. Please direct any further correspondence to the matter to our firm. Sincerely, what's your grant? Whatever. And then I wrote back this with a little help from my friend over at Grok. Here we go. You ready, guys? And I love AI for this. Okay, because I'm like, here's Grok, this is what I want to say, but I need it to be all legally. And I said this, I make sure it says this, this, and this. And I showed them that I showed Grok the cease and desist. And this is what Grok helped me with. This is what I sent back to them. Dear Mr. Lyons, I am in receipt of your letter dated July 11th, sent on behalf of your client, Miss Melinda Mikla, publicly known as Mindy Minx. While I appreciate your dramatic flair and comprehensive list of grievances, complete with paraphrased quotes and projections of hypothetical damages, I must respectfully disagree with the characterizations therein and decline to comply with your demands. First, allow me to clarify that the content in question, including the video titled Mindy Minx Father Time, blah, 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 consists primarily of commentary, opinions, and discussions based on publicly available information and user-generated content from platforms like Reddit. So imagine they did win this. This would mean that nobody's allowed to read Reddit comments in their videos now, just so you're aware, regardless of what they say. Such expressions are protected under principles of free speech, particularly in the context of public figures and matters of public interest. That part. To the extent any statements could be construed as factual, they are either true, reasonably believed, or to be true based on available sources, or present as opinion rather than assertion. Truth and fair comment are absolute defenses to defamation claims. As I'm sure you're aware, lawyer, your letter's paraphrasing of my content conveniently omits this context, but I trust a closer review would reveal the satirical and hyperbolic nature of each of the discussion, hardly the unchecked, unhinged assault you described. I think lawyers absolutely hate AI right now. Like, they're punching the air. Damn AI! Moreover, as a resident of Ontario, Canada, with no significant contacts in Florida beyond the global accessibility of online content, I question whether a Florida court would even have the personal jurisdiction over me in this matter. It doesn't. Even if your client were to pursue litigation in the United States and obtain a judgment, enforcing in Canada would prove challenging, given the difference in defamation laws between our countries. Even if your client were to pursue litigation in the United States and obtain a judgment, enforcing it in Canada could prove challenging, given the differences in defamation laws between our countries. And potential public policy considerations, Canada's approach to defamation is more plaintiff-friendly in some respects, but cross-border enforcement isn't automatic and often requires meeting specific criteria under Canadian law, which is going to be double expensive. And then I write this, regarding your specific demands, I will not remove the content as it does not violate any applicable laws or platform terms of service to my knowledge. I decline to issue a public retraction or apology, as there's nothing to retract or apologize for. I will not sign any cease and desist agreement limiting my future commentary on public matters. Payment of $100,000 USD or any amount is out of the question, though I must admit the figure has a certain blockbuster appeal, like something from a Hollywood script. Please note that the 30-day deadline you imposed August 11th has passed without any further action from your side, which suggests this may indeed be more of a scare tactic than a precursor to genuine litigation. If your client truly believes she has a viable claim, she's welcome to pursue it through the appropriate legal channels. Rest assured, I will preserve all relevant records as a matter of course and defend myself vigorously if necessary. In the meantime, I suggest your client focus on positive endeavors rather than attempting to silence online discourse. Should you have any evidence substantiating the illegal alleged harms beyond speculative projections, I'd be happy to review it. Otherwise, consider this my formal response. No further action will be taken on my part except a video exposing this farce lawfare attempt to defame me. Burn 2 times by AI. And so that's where we are with Mindy Minx, everybody. The trying to sue again. When people just use cease and desist, the issue with cease and desist is that like they use it as a bullying tactic, right? And when I first got one, and I think my first cease and desist was from Doherty Dozen. Was it from Doherty Dozen? I remember Micah called the cops on me, which was hilarious because they showed up on my door and they're like, the cops, we were here because someone called the cops. It was like, and then we all laughed. We all had a hearty laugh about it, even the cops. And they were like, how did she even get the cops to come there? Like, this is crazy. But I think the first cease and desist I received was from Doherty, and then they were pursuing more. They sent me like 2 or 3 letters. Then I actually hired one of the best defamation lawyers in Canada, by the way. And then nothing was done after that. But I think they really wanted to go for it. They really did. And Doherty, it was at the height of Doherty. She's making a lot of money. Now, she still makes tons of money. She still could probably sue me, and it would cost me tens of thousands of dollars to protect myself. But I've secured myself to be sued just in case, because you can frivolously sue anybody and you can bury them in legal costs if you really want to. If you really want to throw $100,000 away, I'd also have to spend quite a substantial amount of money to do it. And that's what they do. They're not trying to silence you through the law. They're trying to silence you through, okay, I'm just going to make this agreement because I'm spending tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars to protect myself. And I will do it. I will start GoFundMes. I'll do whatever it takes to keep my voice alive on here. I don't care. And so Mindy Minx sucks to suck. suck balls. But let's take a look at one of her videos here. So let's do the birthday party, because that's what everybody wants me to look at, and see if there's any substantial. Let's see if there's any substantion to the claims, or whatever the word is. If there's any reason to believe what people think on Reddit is true. Lawyers, I know you're watching this. I hope you have a good laugh.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video. It is Saturday as I am filming this vlog, and we are celebrating Liam's birthday. I know in the last vlog it was his birthday and we were doing like a celebration midweek, but it is the weekend now. I'm having mom and dad over and we are going to celebrate together again as a family.
Now every time I do anything, there's something the lawyer's gonna be like, you made the hand gesture. There was a hand gesture made, influencer fingers. You made that gesture, that's 30,000.
So I figured I would take you guys along for the day. I don't know if it'll be like the full birthday vlog or if it'll be like part of Saturday.
Why don't you just film this after it was done so you can say what's in the video, dummy.
Part of
$30,000. I said dummy.
Sunday, and then just like homey bits for tomorrow, or if this will be like a full vlog. It just depends on how much I film. But so far today, I have put on a roast.
A roast for a 3-year-old? What about nuggies and pizza? Let's do this right!
Call it stew, either or. And I think a roast is if you have like the meat, and a stew is if it's diced. So I have that on. I also did sauerkraut in the crock pot.
Ew! What 3-year-old's eating sauerkraut?
Brown sugar.
Who eats sauerkraut anyway? What human eats sauerkraut? Like, even the name. Sauerkraut. It's sour and it's kraut. Who is eating that shit? Stop eating sauerkraut.
Caraway seeds. I think that's it. Brown sugar and caraway seeds. Yes. And then I also did a cake. I need to frost the cake. We also need to wrap Liam's birthday gifts for him to open today. So there's just...
She has a shiny nose, like Rudolph. That's 30,000. Said Mindy had shiny nose. 30,000.
That's to be done. I did do the veggie tray already. That is complete. It is in the fridge, ready to go.
No one gives a shit.
Let's work on this cake. Oh my.
Oh my god. Take it out of the pan, dumbass. $30,000. What are you doing? What kind of, like, again, you needed to live life a little bit, I think. You take that shit out of the pan, you put it on a thingy, and you ice it that way. Who are you? Even I know that. What are you doing? Why are you wearing a XXL t-shirt? Although, it's kind of refreshing to see an influencer not try to be a thirst trap, to be honest with you. Not gonna lie. What the it's giving Micah Stauffer. That's what it's giving. Said client was like Micah Stauffer. 10,000. Oh my gosh. Maybe just go get one at Wegmans with the sperm balloons. What are you doing? Stop it. What? It's probably homemade. It's probably store-bought icing, too. Guys, if you don't know how to make buttercream icing, it is the easiest thing to make in the world and is the most delicious thing on earth. It is pure and unadulterated cracked sugar, but it's so good. You suck balls at this. Old balls. Dumbledore's balls. What in the fart? Old fart? What's going on here? Oh my gosh.
Almost got it.
Wow, you suck.
Oh, I'm trying. Okay.
You should try better. That's not even Larry's shirt because she's bigger than Larry. 20,000.
Okay. Now, I have a plan.
Okay, well, the cake to icing ratio is terrible on this. First of all, pull that out, take off the bubble on top, cut it in half, ice the middle, then ice around it. How hard is that? You suck ass. You might as well, again, just go to the grocery store and get one.
And I'm hoping it works. I want to draw a number 3.
Oh my god. Imagine Larry's cake. I need to draw 112.
It's just like...
If you put as many candles as Larry is old on his cake, it would literally start a fire in the neighborhood.
A template.
$10,000.
And then do like...
Said Larry was old. 10,000.
A line.
Larry is old.
Of a sprinkled 3.
Okay.
Usually when I cake decorate, something bad happens. Well, it's not bad. It's just it doesn't go the way I want it to. How can I get
this angle is amazing. Chess fam. Wow.
That's pretty good.
You suck ass, man. What?
Now, if I want to fill it in
Did you go to art class ever?
sprinkles, what do you suggest? Like loop around and go on the inside? Or loop around the outside and make it even
We
bigger?
Can't
Probably not
see
the
it.
outside. I probably have to do the inside.
Dumbass.
Yeah, okay. Wish me luck.
Good luck. Alright. So imagine Larry did that.
Ta-da! It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's
not
bad.
bad.
It is
This is our
bad.
number 3. Looks a little funky right here.
It's like Larry's balls. If you tilt your head. Just imagining a lawyer talking about old balls.
But it's okay. I'm going to fill it in with the sprinkles.
I mean, I've seen a worse 3. So I'll give you that, Mindy.
Yeah, it'll look better once it's filled in.
Stop putting sprinkles on things.
Are we seeing the vision?
Larry. Are we seeing the vision? Larry's like, Take your glasses off, Larry. Let's see what you can see there. Let me get my trifocal. He's got like 3, 4 sets of glasses on. I can't see. Doherty doesn't touch everything. Ew, people have to eat that.
Oh.
Ew.
I'll just stop while in the head. This one right there, though.
No, don't. Don't touch it.
Okay. No
You
touch.
wrecked it.
All done. We're just going to leave it alone. And I'm going to add some candles. Okay, so we have this little
This is
happy birthday
shit.
plaque that I'm just going to
Okay.
set.
All right, I don't.
Where?
I need to move on from this. It's
Yeah,
making me
okay.
angry. He dresses like a teenager. He dresses like a senior citizen. It's great. It's great. It's all good. What are you wearing here? What's happening? Made fun of Mindy's pants. $2,000. Wow, this content is amazing. I can see why you have 300,000 subscribers. F off. No. This is music. It's like a Tide commercial. Larry, be careful, buddy. How much air left in those lungs of yours? Relax. Get Mindy to do it. She has way more air lung capacity. Made fun of Larry's lung capacity. $2,000. Is that Larry or? Oh, okay, it is.
Silly Leah.
All right, F off. There's like 10 minutes of this.
So now I got this balloon for Liam. It's huge. I think it is. It's a 42-inch foil balloon for 3rd birthday. It does come with a straw. You can fill it with helium or air. It comes with a straw, so you can just do it at home. Oh, it's not gonna float. We're gonna have to like tape it to something maybe. I don't know. We'll figure that out in a minute.
Maybe you should have figured it out before. Now people are like, why are you using the same videos as I'm using in the background?
I also picked up little birthday plates for cake and then just the veggie tray and snacks and chips and all of that. So we also blew up some pool toys this morning that were from my mom and dad. We had those in the pool. So, oh yeah, this is definitely gonna be a big one.
Yeah.
Larry in the back. Yeah. Yep. Larry's over there, his lazy boy.
Well, that is big. Well, that's actually a big tree, not a big one.
See, we could probably like tape it to something, but when it's blown up, it's not gonna
Holy shit, man. This is terrible content.
float because, you know, I didn't use helium. So we had to figure out how to.
I'm actually wondering why all the hot air that came out of your head didn't make a float. It's weird. Made fun of Mindy's hot air.
Hang it somewhere and make it look cute. Actually, is this the right way? I think this is the right way. Yeah, there we go. I can easily hang that somewhere.
Got it. Oh my gosh.
Here is the veggie tray. We have green pepper, yellow pepper, red pepper, celery, carrots, cucumbers. We have dip.
It's a good veggie tray.
And then here we have the garlic parmesan pretzel thins, potato chips, and butter pretzel.
So what Americans call chips potato chips? Just call them chips. Potato. And you also call chocolate bars candy bars. Okay, it's chocolate. A candy bar would be more like an airhead. That's made of candy and it's a bar shape. Okay, and soda, it's pop. Can we stop pretending America's better in those ways? Because they are better in some ways, but not those ways. Also, the imperial system or metric system, whatever we use, is better than yours. And our healthcare to a degree is better. To a degree.
We're grabbing the big bag. Not this big bag? Or just grab one thing out of the big bag?
Either, he's got so much, maybe we should split it up. I don't know how you want to do it, I don't care, but in there on the side. Ooh, this is for you to set up soon.
I smiled at him. He started to smile and yell at me. Am I not allowed to smile at you today, Liam?
That's how they have weird interactions as a mother, right? She's very much cold. You know, for fear of being sued. She feels like it's like his aunt or his babysitter. Isn't it? Are you getting the vibes? I'm getting the vibes. I feel what you guys are feeling on Reddit.
I saw that at Barnes & Noble at the bookstore.
It's weird, man. It is weird. I will give you that. You getting the vibes? I'm getting the vibes.
Oh my God. Kitchen and Lexi comes running. Not yet, Lex.
That smells good, like
See? Yeah. All right, here's roast.
Okay. What kind of video is this?
That.
Ew. That's the worst video ever. Why do you guys tell me to watch that?
Q&A. I asked you guys over on Instagram to send in a bunch of questions, and my goodness, did you guys send them in? So Larry
How many days does Larry have left?
sifted through, and he picked 9 questions. Was the 9?
Why'd Larry pick them?
9 to 10 questions that we were going to answer for you guys today. We were filming in the dark because when we turn on this light, it blares in the mirror. We have a lawnmower going outside as well, so do bear with us through the clouds and the stormy skies that are
Shut up.
surrounding us. We're going with the natural light view.
Thank you to everyone that submitted questions.
So the first question, I'm going with the last question that you took a screenshot of. I'm going to go from the last to the very first. This question is from Chrissy. Do you think you're doing Vlogmas this year? Enjoyed it last year, all the baking, which is so sweet because I am not a professional baker.
We saw. You suck old balls at
I
baking.
don't know this.
Neither am I.
We're a cook. I wing it. I have fun with it.
Why don't you learn then? You're literally 25 or something. Just learn. You can learn to cook. Okay? I love cooking. I'm getting better as I get older too. Recipe. It's a good one. People keep asking me for a recipe book. I'm going to try my best. But I have this app called Recipe. And I'm begging them to like sponsor me for like whatever it is. I don't even want money. I just want the damn app for free. I don't even care. I like the app so much, okay? But I can put all my recipes on there and the ones that I create and the fake funny ones on Recipe, and you guys can download all my recipes. But I also think the book is going to be funny because it's going to include pictures and stuff. So I'll try my best.
And I had a lot of fun filming Vlogmas.
Farty meatballs? Damn.
Even though Rewind, we were sick through the whole first half of Vlogmas, which is really disappointing. But the bright side was
I'm surprised he survived that. Sorry.
we were okay for Christmas.
This guy gets a cold. Plan the funeral.
Well, I had a migraine, but we weren't sick.
You
So
had
that was a win.
successful cookies this year too.
Yes,
Last year.
yes, we did great. We had so many cookies,
Year before not.
Yeah, cookies.
It's okay.
and it is really fun, and I thoroughly.
That's
enjoy
the
doing
question?
it. I love being a part of your lives every
Outta
single
here.
day, and you guys are in ours, and we're going through
Bullshit.
December together, and the work up to Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which is so fun. I'm thinking about it. I'm leaning more towards no at the moment. We do have some travel plans. That
Where are you
can
going
make
to travel?
It a bit difficult.
Where are you going to go? The old folks' home to visit?
Nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy.
No.
I mean, but it could make it a little bit difficult to film.
Because
that.
the spirit of Vlogmas is 24 straight days of videos,
Mm-hmm.
and there may be an interruption for a couple of those, maybe 2 days.
And what's funny is we talked about this,
Mm-hmm.
and we thought,
you?
because we're already planning, right? We're already talking about Vlogmas, and Larry was like, "Well, maybe
Please
let's
do.
try a Vlogmas-ish. You know, maybe not fully commit to the 24 days
That's not
in a row."
That's not Vlogmas then.
Point you got.
And I call it Snarkmas. Please don't stop with the Q&As. However, I have to say, they are quite boring most of the time. Questions you pick are always the same, and I feel like I don't learn anything new anymore. Just same constructive criticism. As a viewer, and I don't know, blah, blah, blah. People are like, I agree. Oh, the enigma. Please don't stop. They are so boring. Perhaps the real issue is that she's not answering deeply personal questions that she has no business discussing to internet strangers. Okay. They discuss a lot of personal shit, like meeting a 50-year-old as a 19-year-old.
Time freezing in Ohio, so I'm good with the heat.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an in-betweener. let's be honest, I don't necessarily love.
Okay, I don't care about freaking weather either. What the hell? Give me this one. What's next? Health and fitness. 9:33. Let's do that. Let's see what Larry does for health and fitness. Now, he's a skinny guy. He's fit. I'll give him that.
He's really into Mickey Mouse right now at the moment, so now it's going to be exciting when we go back and take him and Emma again, because he's very aware of who Mickey is and he's excited.
Well, not take Emma again.
Not Emma again. Liam again. Emma for her first time, but no plans yet, but soon. I'm really excited to see Dark Universe at Epic, but I've heard it's small, so that's kind of sad. But we'll see. Maybe the smallness makes up for it, and then I'm really excited, of course, to see all the Harry Potter stuff. It's like experiencing it for the first time. You never get that back. That's when.
Shut up. Okay, where are we talking about the baby thing? People want to see your kids. Time management, 1401.
For myself is there are some days where I do not shower because I'm like, I am not. Yeah, I showered today. Thank you. I am fresh. I worked out. I showered. I did my makeup, my hair. I am fresh. I did it for you guys to film this video.
We know you didn't do it for your husband. You did it for the internet strangers, and he's like, "Yeah, that's my life, but I don't care. Don't work anymore anyway."
But there are days where it's like you are just full on and you don't take care of yourself, which is why I'm trying to show up for myself. I was telling Larry I'm gonna have to wake up at 5 a.m., get my workout in, get my shower, and get dressed and ready for the day so that I
none of you have jobs.
Have a more productive day. And
to do what?
I need to use my time management wisely.
Right.
So I feel like those are kind of the struggles with having a toddler and a newborn for myself at this time.
This guy doesn't work. He's retired. So he can also help with kids, I think. You don't have to get up at 5 a.m. You can just split the childcare.
How about you?
Well, we're fortunate. We have a team.
We do have a team, and we work from home. So
what team do you? What do you mean a team?
Yes.
It's nice. We're very fortunate in that way.
A team?
So I'm sure there's times when I'm out playing ball and
he plays softball.
Emma decides it's bottle time and Liam decides it's snack time, that it gets kind of rushed.
Wow. They want to eat and drink. Those bastards.
Yeah.
What?
Maybe.
Oh my gosh. What kind of video is this?
Doing things and I'm kind of watching.
She's looked at the baby like, shut up, we're doing a video.
That's the way I feel sometimes, but it's not that big of a deal. Emma does really good with her bottles. Liam is excellent with Emma. If she makes a noise, and right away it's Emma.
Check Emma.
Yeah, check Emma.
Help Emma.
Are you saying the kid does most of the child care? Is that what you're saying right now? Lawyers are like, no!
Runs and gets her binky for her. It is adorable.
Mm-hmm.
He tries
Okay, why don't you do some parenting?
to help her purr, which is also adorable.
So we're very lucky. And I would imagine if you have 2 or 3 and they're
The kid knows he has to take control because you guys aren't doing
a
anything.
little older and they're all kind of on different schedules, that would be when you get overwhelmed. But 2 is manageable, I think.
Yeah, I feel like there's seasons of life with everything.
Because you probably don't do anything, Larry.
I know that term is overused, but it's true. And every child is different, which makes the dynamic different too. We have a very chill baby at the moment. We do have a high energy toddler, but he also has his chill moments. So it just...
This is nothing. They're saying that these things are in here, but they're not in here. Terrible video, by the way.
Right. It's your life experience, what you've gone through in life. And then it's also making the choice to be the best person that you can be every single day. I'm the star of the show? Oh, please no. I watched a really motivational a video yesterday, a broadcast yesterday. And essentially...
Again, she's an old soul. I watched a broadcast on the telly.
They're kind of talking about, right, so you wake up in the morning and you may feel depressed, or you may feel sadness, or you may feel anxious.
I just call my lawyer and sue that fat balding egg.
And you go to book your ticket for the train station, and that train is going to depression and anxiety. Of course,
It's platform 9 3/4, though, isn't it?
there are mental health struggles, and it is always important to talk to a therapist. I will put that there. But when you wake up in the morning, sometimes you're filled with these thoughts, right? And the speaker was more or less saying, you're not going to board that train to those feelings. You want to board your train to happiness, to arriving, completing your goals. Like, you want to board this train onto more of the
Sounds like you boarded a train to cease and desist town. And it didn't work for you.
kind adventures and positive adventures, right? You're not going to stay back into that negative zone. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Mindset is key.
She's lying because she reads her Reddit. She watches my videos. If you wonder if they watch Reddit they read every single comment. So you guys, when you know that the creator that you're talking about is watching your Reddit, have fun with it. Okay, it's fun.
Honestly, there are so many.
I look at mine all the time. It's great. Some of them are stupid, but some of them are awesome. But I do, yeah.
Things that go on in all of our lives that are very stressful. And it's all about choosing to push forward, to push through, to keep going, to keep trying, no matter how difficult these moments can be. Don't let others and everything shape you. You know what I mean? You are your own person and you make your own choices. As Larry said, life experience also kind of shapes you into who you are today.
He'd know. He's been here a while. You know what I mean?
Your daily choices are going to shape your today. They're going to shape your future. So
yeah, the choices you make for hitting on a 19-year-old at a car accident scene, that's going to shape your future a little bit. Ruining your family to date a 20-year-old, marry a 20-year-old girl, that's going to shape your future a little bit. And you get mad when people call it out. That's a little bit weird. Look, the age thing, it's funny, right? It's not illegal. Nothing they did was illegal. It's just, ugh, right? Society looks at it and goes, ugh, right? It's not illegal, though. But I think the thing that most people have a big problem with is the ruined marriage. The other kids that he is estranged from, that kind of thing. That's what people are a little upset about.
Always make sure you're showing up for the best version of yourself, making the best choices that somebody, which you, of course, it's nice to help.
Don't care.
And on this big long rant, all about a question about how are you humble and kind, and what
humble and kind.
you the person you are today.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's just read some comments. This is the only way we're going to get through this together. All right. Please don't stop with the Q&As. Someone's upset about it. It says, I don't give a crap about seeing their kids. People should not be wanting to see her children. That's weird. You have no relation to them, so I don't understand the desire to be so involved with their lives. Hey, you're right, Disney darling. You're absolutely right about that. But that's the problem. These people do put their kids on the internet, and people do feel entitled to other people's children. That's the problem. You're getting it, though. I just wish that she would produce more content like when she started. It would be a full 40-minute vlog of everything they were doing that day, and it just felt homey and comforting. It was proportioned right. A few minutes of morning, coffee and breakfast. Maybe shares a new recipe. Haul of stuff. She bought her something. Can't do that every day, though. Holy, no one's reading all that, Disney darling. Get out of here. I stopped watching your Q&As a long time ago because it's just the same thing over and over again. If you have new viewers asking questions you have already answered, just link those videos in the description for them to watch. For those of us who have been following for years and years, this is old, tired, boring, and repetitive. Sort of like Larry, you know what I'm saying? Old. Easy, don't watch. The White Knighters are in there. Just my opinion, but I'd rather see videos where you're out exploring and doing things. You live in Florida. I understand being home is nice, but if I were in Florida, I'd be out at the beach, zoo, museums, especially with the kids. Especially if you don't have a real job. Yeah, man, there's lots to do in Florida. Florida's amazing. Florida's like awesome. You don't like her vlogging style? Here again, this is another White Knighter, and what she's comfortable sharing, don't watch. Again, that's what's happening. People aren't watching because it's boring. Not because I did a video on her or that there's an entire snark thread about her. The point in subscribing and watching is not to change the content creator and what they share. It's to enjoy what they share. But it's also to comment that you don't enjoy what they share anymore. You're allowed to say that. That's also allowed. Here, you think your suggestions are great. Here, you think... Okay, I don't know what that means. People are giving her constructive criticism and help her as she will likely lose viewers if this type of content keeps up. If you can't do your job with both parents home and your kids, maybe you shouldn't consider daycare or nursery. No, don't do that. You don't have to watch. Again, people are upset. People are getting fights in this comment section. I feel like you don't answer the hard questions people submit. You answer the very superficial ones. There's a lot of talk about you guys on other platforms. I've defended you, but you should also defend yourself and not leave it up to your viewers. Agree, someone says, perfectly said and true. She never speaks up for herself, and her silence issues just make a more guilty admission. Although she'll secretly hire a lawyer and do it in the background like I wasn't going to say something out loud. $100,000. The issue too is her not saying anything, skipping multiple post days, making it all seem even worse. I've defended her too, but I'm getting tired, honestly. The going radio silence for days is annoying when she talks about having posting scheduled. She doesn't have to defend herself against losers, so stop trying to force her to. Well, she's trying to defend herself against me using lawyers. So that's false. It is up to her and Larry what questions they would like to answer. Again, this not your bestie, I think is Mindy. I think it's Melinda Malkin, whatever the hell her name is. Is Larry being held hostage? And then it's always some like old lady with the name Disney in their name. Disney. There's too many Disney adults, too many Disney old folks. I mean, like, are you? Like, that's the clap back of the century. Are you? Why always the same questions? Nothing new. I can see why she said no Q&As. I don't think she says no Q&As, and yes, it's the same questions, but she wants to answer them, and people always ask them. Shut up. I feel the internet is ruining her family. From older son to his mom to her family. At this point, I go back to 9 to 5 work and care for my family. I like Q&A vids, but as another person commented, the questions have been repetitive lately. We've heard them before. I feel like these types of videos should be learning something new, but that's just my opinion. I do wish you'd just let us know when you're not planning on posting your regular scheduled days. Missed 2 vids and never said anything. Let's see if her best friend. Yeah, not your bestie. She doesn't owe us any explanation for why she didn't upload her per schedule. She has children and a husband that are number one. Are they? You should know this by now. She doesn't owe us. Again, this is Mindy. 100% allegedly. The fact you were both home all day with little kids is a real blessing for sure. That's a clapback, actually. Mindy probably makes around $5K a month from YouTube and Larry's salary. Isn't he retired? I thought he was retired. Care about your own wallet, not Mindy. Shut the hell up. Larry gets Social Security and is retired from police, so gets a pension. And Mindy makes money on YouTube and her sponsors kickbacks from people using links. I used to love your videos, but I don't wear makeup and find watching someone do their makeup so boring. I do love your grocery hauls as I'm an Aussie and who cares. Larry doesn't answer much. Maybe let him talk more. See, again, not your bestie's back there. Maybe stop complaining. Shut the hell up, not your bestie. These questions are lame. So much going on. You're talking about the weather and baking. I fell asleep watching this. Larry looks like he could fall asleep too. Poor guy. There's not your bestie. Back at it. It's just your boring personality. Is that what it is? Okay. I mean, read the room, not your bestie. Everybody has a problem with it except for you, apparently, Mindy. For Larry, but Mindy's doing all the talking. Don't let it ruin your life. There's much bigger things. Shut the hell up, not your bestie. Again, this not your bestie is in every comment. Every single one. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so there you go, everybody. There's Mindy Minx and the lawsuit from Florida. Let's see where this goes from here. Because YouTube's got to learn. People out there, most people who've been in this industry for a long time understand that people like me exist and I'm just inevitable. Okay? I have haters too. Just the way it is. Okay? Unless you're making defamatory statements like, essaying and all this kind of stuff. It's fair game. I'm an ugly potato. You're allowed to say that stuff. You're allowed to do whatever you want. You just can't lie. Which I didn't do. I'm just commenting on her videos. And the Lions Law knows this. They know it. They're just cease and desist. Some people do get scared of cease and desist, and that's the problem with cease and desist letters because they're meant to scare you, right? And if I'm a seasoned cease and desister, I've gotten lots. At this point, I know, and I've spoken with a lawyer. It cost me thousands of dollars to be educated in this by lawyers, and there's mostly 99.9% of the time they're just meant to scare you. Okay, and it does work, especially for smaller creators. Nobody really wants to be hiring lawyers that cost a lot of money for no reason, because I know for a fact that there's nothing she can do about it. They can try to sue me all they want. They're going to lose more money than I will. That's for sure, and they'll lose. So, and I think a good law firm will tell you that. They'll say, look, we'll send the cease and desist letter, but just so you know, there's no leg to stand on. And Mindy just wanted to, and she's really mad at me. Mindy, get a life, loser face. Terrible cake baker. Dumbass. You too, Larry. Dumbass. Anyway, everybody take a deep breath. I love it when they do this. Just gives me I was struggling for content this week, and now I'm like, boom! Sued. Potential sue. Go for it. Let's do it. Again, anybody who truly does want to sue me and goes the distance, it's just going to make me bigger. Because I will cover every moment of it. Even if I do go to court, even if we do get to that level, I will cover every single moment of it if I'm legally allowed to. 100%. It's just gonna be more interesting. I'm just waiting for somebody to do it. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you. Mindy, you're okay. Larry, you're old. You're awesome. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. You're some kind of something, and I will see you when I see you.